Here's a look ahead.
Our future is together. I don't want to spend any more time apart.
You and Hope, you aren't meant to be.
Promise me that you will bring Steffy and Hope together if and when I'm gone.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Bold and Beautiful weekly spoiler update. Now I know that preview was the one they showed on Monday. They are behind right now because they had that was preempted when a new pope was selected. So they're not showing the previews on Fridays right now. They come out on Mondays, but because they are behind, the Friday shows are pushed. So most of the stuff on that preview did not happen this week. The only thing that happened was the conversation between Hope and Liam. Now, we will go through the daily spoilers for this upcoming week and discuss some of the highlights because there were some very emotional scenes this week, and I thought all the actors did a great job. But first, let's get into the previews for what's coming up next week. Now, on Monday, Daphne sees an opening to Carter's heart. So, as we saw on Friday, Carter overheard Hope and Liam talking about getting back together. He doesn't know the context that Liam may not make it, and Hope, is trying to be there for him.
Break your heart again. She has a history of going from man to man. And I wouldn't be surprised if she goes back to Liam, be to the father of her child.
I almost blew up my entire life for her. I risked everything to protect her. I went to war with my best friend for her, and she just tosses me aside.
I'll break your heart.
So this sends Carter spiraling, and it appears directly into Daphne's arms, while Liam is convincing Hope that no, he doesn't really have a future. He sees how she looks at Carter the same way she used to look at him, and he thinks that with life being so short, she should try to make amends with Carter. What do you all think about that? Drop in the comments and let me know your thoughts. I know a lot of people do not like the Carter and Hope relationship because it was rushed. I'm willing to see where they go from here with it and see how it plays out. Now, also on Monday, realizing how fleeting time is, Steffy and Hope make amends. Now, like I said, we've seen that Hope will be back at Forrester Creations. So I'm definitely thinking that them making up is going to be the catalyst that leads to that. On Tuesday, Hope reveals important news to Carter. Now, this is interesting because we see in the preview that Daphne is going to start kissing Carter. Will Hope show up to Carter's place and find Daphne and Carter together? Or will Carter turn Daphne down? Now, we know Carter has been wanting to jump from woman to woman, so I don't know if he's actually going to turn Daphne down when he's feeling hurt. But it does say that Hope reveals important news to him. So is this going to be another person telling about Liam's condition? Because everybody knows now. Steffy told Taylor on Friday. So little bit by little bit, everybody's finding out. Also on Tuesday, Ridge is confused by Steffy's sudden turnaround regarding Hope. So I'm guessing she's going to say she wants to let Hope come back to the company. On Wednesday, Liam receives disappointing news from Grace, and it's a beautiful reunion for one couple that was on the outs. That has to be Hope and Carter. Who else could it be? So I'm thinking she explains everything and they reunite. Will and Electra and Zende attempt to convince Daphne of a new line. So it sounds like Daphne is here to stay for a while. On Thursday, Brooke and Taylor get into it about the fashion show in Ridge, and Katie gives Ridge solid advice about his love life. And then on Friday, an unexpected event snaps Brooke out of her pity party. I'm wondering if this is going to be a Nick sighting. They said he will be back around June, so maybe he makes his first appearance around the end of May. We shall see. And also on Friday, a couple rejoices at their reunion. That has to be Hope and Carter. Who else could it be? Drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts.
Last week, do you know the scene? And I know we're wrapping up, but you know the scene where recently where Liam and Hope are in a hug, and Liam says, "Oh my God, don't
Yes,
you?"
yes.
That Brad did this on purpose. That was an exact callback to Ridge and Caroline Spencer. It was the exact same scene, same dialogue. Yeah,
People saying that. Yeah,
and I didn't know that when we shot it at the time. I found that out later.
So this is a clip from an interview that Scott Clifton did recently with Michael Fairman. Go over to his YouTube channel and listen to the whole interview because there's definitely some good little nuggets in there. He talked about the storyline. He did talk about the fact that this storyline is not about romance. It's not about him getting back with Steffy or Hope. It's about grief and about how he can be there for them when he's no longer there. Now, we still don't know. He didn't give us any hints on whether Liam will make it or not, or if there will be some miracle cure. He said he did not want to recreate the story that Eric had a few months ago where there was a miracle cure. He did like the story with when Stephanie passed away, when there was a beginning, middle, and end. He liked that. He said he'd rather tell a good story than even more than continue playing Liam. So we shall see. We still don't know where this is going to go. And I do think that's why we're getting such great raw emotional scenes out of all the characters, because they don't know if he's going to be around.
You know, don't you? How did you find out?
So that was a small clip of that emotional scene between Hope and Liam, where he's talking about it was a callback to the original one with Ridge and Caroline. I will insert that at the end too, so you can see that clip of how the original one played out. If the Liam character is really going off the show, I'm wondering if that's Brad's way of letting us know that he always envisioned the characters of Hope and Liam being like Ridge and Caroline in the beginning. Because, that's a decades old argument of who these love stories are emulating between Steffi and Liam and Hope and Liam. And yeah, that goes on and on between fan bases. They have also been celebrating 40 years of Don Diamont on CBS soaps this week, from pool boy Brad Carlton to billion-dollar mogul Dollar Bill Spencer. But that's pretty much all I have for you. Drop them in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this Liam storyline, if you think he's going to make it or not, and if they're going to reunite Hope and Carter. Stay tuned for the clip, the original clip that was a throwback to of Ridge and Caroline. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, share and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.
We eventually would.
I don't think so.
You know, don't you? Oh, you know.